Hello everybody, this is Morgan here. Just quickly before we get into it, question, are you looking for the perfect Christmas present? Well, go no further. Due to popular demand, we're selling the poster versions of some of our favorite graphics from this year. If you want them, check them out on coffeeclubpod.com and make sure you put that order in quick because any orders after December 10th might not make it in time for the holidays. That's it from me for now. Hope that you guys enjoy the show. Love from Chicken Boy. Mwah. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Coffee Club Podcast, episode 114. Today we have so much going on. We have, capped off, we have Mr. Graham shooting blanks joining us today, coming off an absolute high. He must be on absolute cloud nine right now. But we'll go all through his journey, but he's just crushing everything. But even before that, we have a bunch of different running news, and we have our very own George Beamish opening up his season this week as almost a surprise. It's a little bit under the radar so far, so let's try to get some hype around that. But before that, we have a bean shout out, so I'll hand it over to Olli.
Yeah, this is from Cole Matheson, runs at Colorado, tall motherfucker.
Out of Carmel, Indiana.
Yeah, God's country.
Legendary high school runner.
And fan of the podcast, lovely bloke. Sent us a lovely card, thanking us for being real, which is always nice.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, it's always a huge compliment. But very, very nice, sweet card. So Andy and Sarah Hassler, they've been working out of their house for a coffee business in Indianapolis, and been doing that for a few years. And they've just opened a coffee shop called Blue Mind Coffee Roaster, I think. This is a bag of beans from them that Cole has passed on from us when he was home for Thanksgiving, and he left the price tag on as well, which is, I'm just looking at it right now, which I shouldn't have looked at, but lovely bag of beans. Speaks very high with them, but sounds like they're like they're grinders, literally.
Small business.
Yeah, literally grinders, they grinded it out, beans and all, but exciting to hear that they have taken the next step in their journey, but we're going to be excited to try these beans. Thank you so much, Cole. We always love hearing stories about that, and yeah, really appreciate it. So these will be beans that will hopefully be used accordingly, and we'll probably go through them very quickly. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and also thank you, Cole, for the very kind message as well. It is always nice to get the letter.
He did mention Gus too, so that's a huge. He said 4 of us.
Yeah,
can't forget about the CEO. So
of course,
yeah, legend. So we wish him best of luck. Nice. We'll see him running around Colorado. I mean, he's really hard to see, really easy to see because he's about 6'7", so
that helps.
Yeah,
and he's got a lot of hair.
And he's got a lot of hair.
Is Carmel where Snyder's from?
Yeah, yes. Exactly. And that it is just like a high school, like one of those high schools that just like crushes every year. It's a high school that everyone hates. Anyone from Indiana or from the Indianapolis area specifically will literally everyone hates Carmel because they're just like, it's just like the big school.
Isn't it a private school?
I don't know if it's private or not, but it's just like it's the fancy area. Okay. So it's like the rich kids.
I think Zach went to a private school. I don't know. Did he go to the same high school?
Yeah, he didn't go to Carmel High.
Okay.
He's from Carmel, but he went to a different school.
He went to a different school. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
So everyone hates them, but that's how it goes if you're the best, I guess. So we do have one very important thing to take care of today, which has been heavily requested from the Discord and made into reality by a certain Tom Wang. And that is an Olli trying of the McRib. So, Olli, if you would like to try it and give us the
live on the podcast.
And in the meantime, I'm just going to say a little message coming to us from our CEO, Gus, which is if you enjoy the Coffee Club in any way, please consider like, comment, subscribe.
Saucy one.
Post notifications. Yeah, that's a lot of barbecue sauce on that.
I could smell it from over here.
That's a lot of barbecue sauce on that.
Man,
the studio is going to smell like McRib for the next 2 months.
I mean, honestly, not
a lot of airflow down here.
Interesting thing.
I want to see a big bite.
What's your history with the McRib? You had one?
I have no history with it.
No, you haven't had one?
No.
I also haven't had one.
He's our McDonald's expert.
I am the McDonald's correspondent, but I've never had a McRib.
Don't they release these they go on sale for a month, a year or something?
Like
this
that.
Isn't released in Australia though. This isn't an Australian thing. I think this is
I think it's American
concept.
Yeah. But please leave a review.
It would be the McRoo. It would just be like a piece of kangaroo in there in Australia.
Leave a review on Spotify or Apple Music if you do. It helps the podcast grow and ultimately just gives us more money.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It doesn't actually if you do that, but it'd be cool if it did. So, Ollie, go ahead, please.
A lot of earbuds in ears and a lot of fucking money in my pocket. All right. Oh, God.
I thought you need an apron on or something.
Yeah, I'm wearing my fucking nice pants as well, which is like not great. All right. Here we go.
Here you go.
Yum, yum, yum. He's taking big bites for those audio listeners. Yum, yum.
I should have done it right in the mic. Just for that. It was like McRib ASMR, yeah.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed that.
I don't know if I would have, but
Is this my serve up?
yeah.
He's biting. It's ruminating.
All right, review. Wash it down.
Goes over to the Dr. Pepper.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. I have to admit, there's a lot of better things on the menu. There's a lot of better things on the menu.
That must have tasted like just barbecue sauce.
It was barbecue sauce, and then I didn't know I couldn't even taste the meat. And then it had onions and pickles. I like onions and pickles.
Pickles are good.
Pickles are always good in a sandwich. The barbecue sauce was nice, but maybe because I feel like with McDonald's you can always get like a shitty cheeseburger or whatever. But that McRib, it was. I mean, I would eat it if I had it, and it was like if you went to.
If it was freely delivered to you.
Yeah, if you did the classic thing where like remember when Donald Trump like had all these teams come in for like they won the national championship or whatever, and he just had McDonald's everywhere.
At the White House.
So if there was like a McRib at the White House, I would eat it, but I wouldn't order it.
No.
Because I feel like, I mean, the best thing on the McDonald's menu is the chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
By far. The nuggies. And then I don't mind a double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate Womtang putting me in that. I mean, that we can make that new segment, me eating fast foods I haven't tried. I mean, I don't know, maybe
it was hype about.
So that's a big hyped up thing.
That's hype. Yeah, a lot of
maybe
people,
I just haven't got the acquired taste for it, but I would eat it. I just wouldn't order it.
Fair enough. Well,
that's my review.
That's the Ollie Hall
McRib barbecue sauce all over George's note sheet.
Yeah,
it's old. It's all right.
We'll be okay. And before we get into the main topics,
it's already just wafting over.
Yeah, that was right at George.
Yeah,
wasn't
I'm
it?
so sorry. I couldn't hold that in.
One little correction from what I said last week. Do you guys remember? Talking about nerves, where I said it was a Michael Jordan quote?
Yeah.
If you no longer get nervous for a race, then it's like time to retire. So I got a DM from Kyle Merber, and he sent me a picture of his retirement post, and that was his caption essentially. And then I did some research, and I couldn't find Michael Jordan ever saying it. So now I'm really confused as to if like Kyle Merber is the one who put it in my brain, and I just somehow associate it with Michael Jordan because they're both such great.
He's claiming that quote.
Is he trying to get credit for that?
See, I don't know because I feel like that's a quote from somewhere else as well. That's what I'm not sure about.
Did he tell you like he's claiming it?
Essentially.
Man, membrane. He's on the membrane. I thought it was a Michael Scott quote from The Office. That's what I thought it was from.
It could be.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Michael Scott.
So, I don't know. I think we need more research to get to the bottom of who originally said those lines.
Oh, no, Rey Mysterio, WWE.
It could have been.
It could have been Rey Mysterio. Honestly.
But,
could have been one of those ones where he changed out the word like nerves for something.
Yeah.
Quotes are always changing, they're always being said by different people.
And manipulated, yeah.
Seems like a huge claim
updated
from over there.
But I'll give it to him. Until I'm proven, until someone, gives us
What's your favorite quote right now, Morgs? Do you have a favorite? You don't have one?
No, not a quote guy.
You got some quotes hanging around.
Like what?
Floating around. I don't know. Sometimes I see it when I am allowed access to the McDonald chamber. I sometimes see some really inspirational and some cool quotes that are either written by Morgan or written by...
Oh, you mean my own quotes? Yeah, I got a lot of those.
Yeah, I walk in and I try and memorize them all before I walk out. But
where there's some great quotes. I watched like the first half an hour of The Grinch last night.
Oh my god,
it's
great
so
film.
Funny.
There's two Christmas films that you have to watch at Christmas, and if you don't watch them, you're wrong. It's Elf and The Grinch. They're the two Christmas movies you have to watch, in my opinion. They're the best.
I thought you often quote The Grinch.
Me? Oh yeah, and Elf. I love Elf as well. Elf is great.
The Grinch is my favorite, so I'm on board for that.
Yeah. Anyway,
on to the running. There's a lot of running news this week. We have We have NXM, we had the BU opener, we had the Valencia Marathon, CIM. We also had our Spotify Wrapped, which we'll get to shortly. But the first big thing coming from the Coffee Club boys is George Beamish has a race this week. Yeah,
Isn't
Saturday.
that wild?
Is it Saturday?
It is Saturday morning,
Yeah,
bright and early,
Give
7
us
o'clock
the
start.
lowdown.
The
What-
legendary Mary Mile, hosted by the Honolulu Marathon.
Mary
Part of
Kane
the
Mile.
marathon.
I can't think of any other Marys that run.
And yeah, big thank you firstly to the Monties for having me out there.
They do own Hawaii, so you should thank them for that.
I think they're at least running the mile show. So
Oh yeah.
I'm heading out there tomorrow. Very excited about it. I guess I'll already be there by the time you listen to this. Heading out on Tuesday, and no, it's been on like the bucket list for a while. It's always actually I don't think it ran for a couple of years during COVID.
Mm.
So I think Hawaii was
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
many
so
races did.
Yeah, I don't think
not
it
many
did.
did, but especially I think they didn't run for a couple of years, and then so that's always been
You look-
been on the list.
You
And
looking forward to kicking down the women? I know how you love a kick down. This is a very kick down race. This is one of these unique road miles where the women start
it is like a perfect
earlier.
textbook George scenario where
Yeah.
there's always, no matter what, there will be someone.
There'll be
to
someone in front of
chase.
you, so
What's
it'll be
the-
great to see one of the women celebrating. I've got the win, and then Geordie just just runs past and just. It'll be great.
It is cool. They do. So there's prize money for the top 3 runners, but it's just the top 3 runners that cross the line.
Yeah, it's not.
Regardless
It's
of
not 3
gender.
men, 3 women. It's just 3 across the line.
The women get I believe a 30-second head start this year. I think it's been creeping up because they've never won.
Mm.
I think
Really,
it-
they've
yeah.
never had a women.
I think
Well,
it's
that
it
that could
was-
change. They've got some probably.
I believe it was
some
like
good women there.
26 seconds, and then it was 28, and then now I don't know when it went. Maybe it's been 30, but up to 30 seconds this year.
I'm trying to think about that. So that's like 4 minutes to a 4:30. I don't know. I feel like that might be in the women's favor.
How challenging is the course? Could be downhill.
It
Could be uphill.
is out and back,
It's out and back. It's a
Yeah.
180 turn.
180 turn.
Oof. Jeez, hang on, hip flexors.
So whatever that. I mean, I think it sounds like they would have a good shot at that.
Yeah, 30 seconds
Women.
is quite a bit.
Neil ran 3:57 to win last year. And I think,
Neil Goulash.
yeah, and I think most of the guys
Who's been the
were
top?
women.
Who's been the top women at that event?
Katie Snowden last year, I think.
Oh, nice.
It was a dark sky sweep.
Oh, her name's easy. Katie snowed in.
That's just on a plate
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Easy name.
But we got a full OAC contingent.
Yeah.
Three of us. Wait, actually, I have the field here.
Yeah, do you want to go through it?
Just go through that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. It actually is such a good field.
I can imagine a lot of people want to do this race because you spend quite a bit of time in Hawaii, correct?
They are. It seems like just a really well put together meet. They're flying myself plus my +1 Jenna out there.
Yeah, I didn't get the invite, which is a bit sad.
For-
but it's fine.
It was a toss up between you and Jenna.
Yeah.
I really thought
And
about it.
I appreciate you
I flipped a
not hurting
coin.
my feelings about it.
I
Yeah, no.
flipped a coin, but
I know it's all chance. It's all
yeah.
chance.
So we're going out there for a week and going along with Yara Nagoose, headlining the field, 3:43 mile. Do you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Mario Garcia-Romo.
Mario's out there to win. That's what he's been saying at the gym every day. He's ready to win.
Going for that.
He's
He's fit. Mario's
Yeah.
very fit. Matthew Centrowitz. I feel like I've heard of him.
Wait, Centro's racing it? Oh, Mario's going to cream his pants.
That actually is right. Mario's already been talking about like swapping jerseys.
Mario's probably going to get distracted and not run well because Centro's in the race.
Mario's favorite runner.
He's going to go up and go, have you watched Gladiator? Have you watched it? Have you watched Gladiator, Centro? Centro's like, what the
You'll
fuck
probably invite him over to watch Gladiator.
of
Neil Gourley, defending champ.
course.
Hobbs Tesla
Hobbs Tesla, yeah.
out there to defend his world record.
Yeah, I was going to say he has the world 356, correct?
356
Would this
something.
be a course that
Oh.
you could break that world record in?
It is eligible.
It is eligible? Okay, cool.
356.13
Cool.
world record.
I bet you Steve's shaking in his boots because that record could go and could be a big payday for one of our OAC
Well,
athletes.
do you know, George, is there a world record bonus from the race?
From the race, I believe there is. I think it's 10 grand.
Okay.
Unless it was a 10 grand pool for men and women.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess the women could also do it. Geordie Beamish, that's me. Morgan Beetlejuice.
I thought you
Coming
were
off-
going to say
I was like,
McDonald,
wait.
and I was like, wait, Morgan's
am I going away
been
tomorrow?
announced. Man.
Jesus. I'm worried.
Coming off 2 road wins this fall, he's on. I think he's gonna be tough to beat. Manchester and US 5K winner.
Almost got hit by a bus.
Almost got hit by a bus.
Yeah. So he's made a steal.
Vince Ciardi.
I believe it's Chiati.
Ciardi.
I just made that.
It probably is. I was gonna. I couldn't remember if we had one for Vince.
Is he Dark Sky?
Dark Sky.
Yeah.
A lot of Dark Sky.
What a
And
surprise.
Actually, only
Like they run
2
that
Dark Sky and Big Bird.
Big Bird's in it.
Big Bird's in it.
Mason. I shouldn't say
It
that.
really.
I
It
was about
is
to say
like
something I shouldn't have said.
it's a Michigan event. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Very loyal to Michigan. So we've got a 3 to score team battle. OAC versus very nice track club.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
I wonder if their main man will be out there. The coach. Fuck, I'm blanking on his name.
Come on, Olli, you can do it.
Oh, what's it? Ronnie. Is it Ronnie?
Yeah, that's the one.
Ronnie will be
I
out
hope
there.
Ronnie's out there.
Ronnie's out there, but he's walking the course. Is Ritz going?
Ritz is going. Do you know
Yeah.
who's also going?
Addy?
Michael Smith.
Michael Smith is going.
He's racing.
Yeah. Did you know Owen's racing? He's like, where's Owen? Is Owen racing?
Rachel is racing. Actually,
Rachel is?
Yeah.
Who's Rachel again? His athlete. Oh, his wife. I get confused sometimes.
Easy.
Is Ritz going to do, is it going to be a coach's mile? Michael Smith versus Ritz versus Ronnie?
That would be versus Haas.
Ronnie gets, how much of a head start should Ronnie get?
Probably more than 30 seconds.
You know Ritz would take that so seriously too. You just know he would just try and crush everyone. How fit is Michael? Like, how would he fare against Ritz on an easy run?
I think not good.
Put the screws in.
I like that you specified an easy run because that is Ritz's specialty is to go on
Oh,
an
yeah.
easy run with a
Absolutely
coach and then
specialty.
just run really quick.
And then he'll come back from the run and just tell you guys, I put the screws in them. I'm like, it's an easy 5 mile run, Ritz. Just calm down. He did that to Sonnenfeld, one of Ray's workers, and he was he's a father of 2, like doesn't run too much, just wanted to go out for a nice jog and a chat, and Ritz is just dropping the gun on him.
How fast do you think Ritz was crossing the NXN course the other day?
He pulled a hamstring, I know that. Or strained his hamstring. I mean, that's a good excuse to strain it, to be honest. Pretty amazing. Should we highlight that? We gotta go finish
We'll
your
get to
race
that.
first, yeah.
That's the mile field though.
Who are the top women that you'll be chasing down?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
They really are just part of the field, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Katie Snowden, I assume, is coming back. Oh, damn, the women's field's very good. Nikki Hiltz, Elle St. Pierre,
Oh wow.
She's back from having a bub.
Nozomi Tanaka.
She's good.
Those 2 people aren't running. D Jones.
Danny Jones. I think she's probably very fit right now.
Yeah, I imagine so.
She's
Wayne
been in
Kalani, Rachel Smith.
Krusty Butte, yeah, Krusty
Maybe
Butte.
not Katie Snowden. I might have just made that up. I just thought she would be coming back after last year.
It's interesting that, I wouldn't be surprised if, it obviously is world record eligible, but something in my head that it's combined like men's and women's makes me think
I was really surprised
that-
when they
that-
posted that it was.
yeah, that might make it
Because it has
not
to be
eligible.
separate.
Yeah.
It'd have to be separate. Yeah, makes sense.
Like, what if in some weird reality you had some guy? No, this would never work. I'm thinking somehow a guy's pacing the girls in this race, but that would never work. And also, I guess for road records, men can pace women, as we've previously discussed.
So then who paces men?
Men.
Just men pace men? You can't get like a little electronic scooter?
You would think you would.
Yeah.
Could, huh?
Maybe next year. Maybe when the rules get a little more relaxed. But
Didn't it? Yeah.
No, it's cool opportunity. Break up the fall a little bit
Mm.
before we don't race until
So how you
January.
gonna beat Yard? And how you gonna beat Mario?
Probably just tackle him, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably the only way.
Yeah.
How would you do it?
Yard? I would just annoy him the whole race. I would just elbow him.
He's
Nudge
unfazed
him a
by
little bit.
literally anything.
Yeah, he puts on that persona, but in a race, if you're nudging him around, he'll just take off. And then
That
just go
doesn't seem
behind him
like,
and
that
clip
doesn't
him.
seem like a good
bad
thing.
And then get behind him and just start clipping him ever so slightly, like not too much where he'll fall
I think I
over,
would
but
need
just-
like a serious headwind that I can just like jingle.
Or announce that Taylor Swift dies at 34 just before the race starts, so he can't check his phone.
Or maybe at halfway
Yeah.
when he's round the U-turn and I'm still like coming up to the U-turn. I just
Honestly, that U-turn could muck up Yared. I could just him going around that pin turn would be. I know. Definitely Mario would have already planned out like the tangent he's taking. He'd probably like once he goes to the course, he'll like get a little protractor and measure the degree of that turn.
The optimal angle.
Yeah, the optimal angle. He'll have that all planned out. Whereas Yared would just look at that turn and go, "I'm just gonna stop."
Yeah, no, he'll probably come to a walk to get around that turn and then speed back up again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be such a
It's gonna be an epic race.
Unfortunately, is it streamed?
I have no
I
idea.
don't think it. In the past, I haven't seen it, so
I have not watched it either.
It would be like good timing because it's 7:30 in Hawaii, which is just like late morning everywhere else in the US.
Yeah.
So it would be. I hope they do. I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it does look like a lot of fun if the men are close to catching the women.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make it an exciting race for sure.
All of a sudden, there's just like 20,
Massive pack.
20 people like crowded on the road. So very excited.
For the fans.
Not sure we're overly prepared for a mile race, but that's kind of the point.
You've been doing 200s and hills. I mean, most of the stuff we did earlier, you don't touch the speed work till like 2 weeks out before the majors. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think 200 and hills and the rest of what we do leaves us some pretty good.
200 hills and those like strides you do after a run, man. That's
What
where
more
all the
do you
speed
need?
work. Yeah, speed work comes from that.
What more do you need?
That and a lot of Mario Kart.
Yared's got it covered.
He's got it covered.
That's how he's going to get around that U-turn.
Yeah, he's gonna drift.
He's been practicing actually.
He's been practicing his drift.
Well, so that's the Merry Mile happened on Saturday morning. Follow along for results. Best of luck, George. Hope you have an amazing time in Hawaii.
I actually really want you to win because
Again.
I'd love Mario and Yared to be pissed about that. Like they're obviously like gonna crush it, but you know you always want to beat milers in a mile race. And you're kind of a miler. You're a hybrid.
Hybrid engine.
You're a hybrid. Yeah, exactly. You're a hybrid engine. You're a hybrid.
Yep. So one thing that we did want to touch on briefly as well is the Spotify Wrapped, which just came out. George and I probably had a lot of fun with it. Ollie unfortunately has Apple Music, so probably had like a shitty second-rate version of it.
Can I make a comment about this Spotify Wrapped? I
please.
fucking hate it. I hate people posting on their stories. I don't give a shit about your music unless you post it.
Seems like you do.
Sounds like someone.
No, I hate it. I hate
sounds
it.
like
It's a
something
pet
someone
peeve.
with Apple Music would say.
It's a pet. I don't care if it's Apple Music or whatever. Like I like when people post stories and then post a song.
You post music all the time.
Yeah. No, let me finish. I like when people post stories and they have like a song on it. I like that aspect of it. I don't like people like saying like they're like the top 1% of listening to some fucking artist or whatever. I hate that shit. I hate the whole like Spotify rap stuff because I'm not in it. I fucking hate it.
Fair enough.
I really hate it. I think it's so narcissistic, but you know, each to their own. You guys, everyone seems to enjoy it. Who was your number one artist, Morgan?
Chainsmokers.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
I've never. I guess I haven't really been around.
I had a lot of listening as well this year. Well, not a lot compared to some people, but I had 45k minutes, which is a decent stint of listening. But George, who was yours? I guess we should probably say it.
Probably should. Mine was Spacey Jane.
Really?
Interestingly. Because I haven't... Well, the thing was, and it gives you your top month,
Mm.
where my top month was January. Because I listened to them quite a lot last summer,
Mm.
and then didn't really listen to them the rest of the year
Mm.
as much. But I didn't catch up with anyone else.
Yeah.
So that was my number one.
I got mine as well on the shitty Apple version.
Nobody asked.
Yeah. I got mine
Nobody
as well.
asked. All right, who was your Apple Music number
Apple's
one
really
most
trying
listened
to
person?
do it because you can share it and shit.
Apple Replay, isn't that what they call it?
Yeah, it's replay, yeah.
Who was it?
My number one artist? Chief Keef. No, it wasn't.
Almost had
I'm
us.
gonna refrain from telling anyone my artistry.
You embarrassed?
Yeah. I'm not embarrassed. I projected my disdain for people sharing it, so I don't know if I should share it now. So maybe we'll just move on.
Well, actually what we wanted to talk about is the Spotify Wrapped from the perspective of being a podcaster that puts stuff out on the Wrapped, because we get to see all the stats and stuff, which is really fun. You get to see the growth and all that. So I'll go through a couple of them. First off, thank you to everyone who posted. See, this is literally going just against what you said. I'm thanking everyone for posting that they were a listener of us.
Yeah, but do you know that podcasts and music are separate?
How so?
What do you mean, how so?
On Spotify,
Like,
right?
why is it
Do you mean?
different?
Well, just no, because when people post,
So you're okay with someone posting?
I'm hating people posting on Spotify Wrapped their fucking music and shit.
But it's fine if they post their podcast.
Saying like it's so cool that they listen to freaking Ice Spice and shit.
What if
The
they're saying they're
Spotify
so
Wrapped for
cool that
podcasting,
they
I
listen
don't
to
really.
Coffee Club?
I'm indifferent to that.
All right, thank God, because I'm about to thank them for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't pay attention to it, to be honest. So I apologize, but
Well, some of us do, and thank you very much to all the big fans out there. We had the top, so we're looking for the person who has the most listening minutes to us, and this is crazy. Like, I'm not sure how many hours per day of listening this is, but Jacob Dunsey had 55k minutes of listening to us in the last year, and I don't know
how ridiculous that is.
I don't have a calculator in my head, but that is
we have
so
112 episodes.
Yeah,
in 1 year,
he just has them on repeat,
averaging 60 minutes.
Yeah,
let's say. That's a fraction of 55.
Wait.
7,000 minutes.
I'm looking at your calculator right now that says 6,780 minutes. Is that correct?
I think that's all we have.
That's all we have? How the hell does he have 55k?
Because he's listened to them on multiple times.
He's listened to them on repeat?
That means he's listened to that's every episode like 9 times.
That's actually like insane. Unless he has it just on repeat in the background when he's doing work.
Maybe he sleeps to us.
That could be it. I used to
so
fall asleep
that
to podcasts.
possible?
Maybe he just plays them all night.
That's insane.
So thank you so much, Jacob.
You're a legend.
If you do have similar or even higher numbers, send them in to hello@coffeeclubpod.com or just tag us on Instagram. We're just blown away by those numbers. They are amazing. And if you want a little behind the scenes, our Wrapped data is nothing that crazy. I think we had nice growth this year. I think we grew by 50% in terms of followers. One cool stat that he gave us is that we got on the charts one time. In one country, we made it to number 50 on, I think, the sports. Actually, I don't know what category we're in, if we're in sports or comedy.
What do you mean by charts?
What country?
It didn't say the country. So there's charts for the most listened to podcasts at the time. So it's if you go on top 50 music, those charts, the same thing exists for podcasts. And for 2 days, we were number 50 on a chart from one country. I don't know. It didn't say what country it was.
Does it say what episode?
No, but interestingly, our most listened to episode was just a random one. It had the title "Injury Advice to Get Out of a Bad Cycle: Race Schedules, Mark Scott New Training Setup." That was our most listened to episode.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess that
was when Mark Scott moved to NN Running.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even remember what we talked about. I don't remember a lot of things, but
I mean, it must have been the injury advice stuff that got people.
I'm wondering if people were interested in the injury advice or they were interested in the Mark Scott. So we get Mark Scott on the pod because he got good reception, but
good numbers.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
And our top 5 countries were first the United States, second Australia, third UK, fourth Canada, and sneaking into number 5 was Norway, which is just so impressive. So thank you to Norway. You're really batting above your.
Yeah, we're not going to thank the other countries. You guys can get fucked.
Well, the other ones
are just so much smaller.
The other ones are big.
It's a joke. I'm just joking. Huh?
The other ones just make so much sense.
Yeah,
Norway just
crazy.
Is such an outlier. It's so good.
So
all the Jingy. I don't know if that's Jingy fans or Jingy haters.
It's probably reporters because when I was in Oslo, they knew every fucking episode and every phrase from it. So
yeah,
they knew that I called him Jingy, and they knew we had the Hingy and Tingy and Fingy and all that sort of stuff. So maybe it was just the media outlets in Norway are listening to our podcast and getting our information. So then using it as truth.
Thank you to all those countries, all those listeners, all those top listeners. We're in quite a few people's top 5 listen to podcasts, a few thousand people. So thank you to everyone for supporting us and for posting about it and all that. We love to see the support as always. So we should squeeze in a bit of running news here before Mr. Blanks joins us. First off, just a quick one. Big shout out to Addie Ritzenheim for winning NXN as a sophomore in high school. Bananas. I don't even know how.
Like father, like daughter.
Yeah. She came, I mean.
It's insane.
The level of competition in the high school cross-country scene is so high, and she's just a sophomore at the top. And for those wondering, Ritz is not involved in her coaching at all. She's she's like personality-wise, she's in many ways very different from Ritzenheim.
She's similar to Kaylin
she's
from my experiences with Addie. I don't know what you guys feel, but Kaylin and Addie kind of seem this like very, very like just like very chill, but very, relaxed. And whereas Ritz is like I would say intense, maybe when
You
it
could
comes
say
to running.
that.
Yeah, intense.
obsessed with running. She's not. She's not obsessed with running. That's the crazy
Apparently,
thing.
Ritz mentioned to me when I was on the boost yesterday that the NIWAC coach, didn't even mention winning to Addie at all. Just said like go out there and just give it your best shot. And when she won, they all went bananas. Particularly Steve DeCoco went bananas.
What does that mean?
Went bananas. He went crazy. He was excited. He was very excited that she was running the spikes.
Oh, he was at the race.
Yeah, he was at the race, and he went
It
bananas.
was very cool that every athlete goes to NXN gets like a full Nike kit, including a pair of Nike spikes,
and she didn't wear them.
and she wore ons.
That probably made Steve very happy. I mean, I think the whole NIWAC team wore on spikes. I think Ritz mentioned that. I'm not 100% sure.
That sounds like a long shot, but we'll put that out there. Yeah.
I mean, I thought he mentioned it, but maybe. I mean, we should have sponsored NIWAC High School, man.
Yeah.
That's a good market right there. If On was smart, they would definitely sponsor that.
So we have someone very special joining us now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you see us as well?
Crystal clear.
Perfect.
The setup works.
So I think we'll just roll right into it if that's okay with you.
Yeah, if everything's good on my end.
You look great. You
I
look
don't
great.
As always.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm sure everyone recognizes this voice because you've been on a podcast tour as of late. Very impressive to accompany your tour of just winning races everywhere. You must be riding so high right now. We have Mr. Graham Blanks. Shooting Blanks is our current nickname for you that we have on the show. But first off, just want to welcome you and say thank you very much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for the invite.
Our first question to a lot of our guests is if you have ever listened to this show before, if you know our shtick.
No, but I have a teammate who's a big fan of it, so he urged me to join. So shout out to Ferenc Kovacs, the Hungarian Express. That's what some people call him, I think. But no, what's the spiel?
We
talk a lot of shit.
Pretty laid back.
Yeah.
We
not
like
organized.
running.
Yeah.
We're not experts by any means. Do you have a nickname on your team?
I mean, some people call me Gammy. I don't like that one as much. Some people call me. I mean, my Clash of Clans username is 38 caliber blanks. So I think that's pretty good because I think that's the type of bullet they use to like shoot off races and stuff. So
Everything's
it's just a
coming
little
full
long.
circle.
Is the thing. It's a lot of syllables. You
Yeah.
can just call me Graham.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with Graham.
Sure,
Yeah.
or whatever you want. I don't care.
I'm gonna stay with 38 caliber blanks because that's just so epic.
Thank you.
Clash of Clans. That's a throwback right there.
A lot of people are still playing it.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, it's still very popular. Like that in Pokemon Go, man. It's still thriving. And Fortnite, all that sort of shit. Still got legs. Hey, how good is your Clash of Clans account? Like, are you getting invaded every 30 minutes or?
I'm at the point where, like, I'm basically maxed out, but I have to still like upgrade all my troops and stuff. So I'm at a boring part where I just open it every week, collect my resources, and then upgrade. So
It's just like you're clocking in for work. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's just a job now.
I'm maxed out Town Hall 11.
Okay.
So this is what
Means
this is what
nothing
I'm
to me.
working with.
All right, he's showing us. Ooh,
That looks impressive.
that's do you like?
Yeah.
Is that a thing
I'm
that you
proud
can?
of it.
Can
Grinding.
you go to a bar and just like, hey, can you buy me a drink, and then just slide that on the bar table, and she'll look at it and just go, I gotta get this guy a drink. I mean, an NCAA
Perhaps.
title is like pretty good, but you know, like a Clash
Town
of
Hall
Clans
11.
like that, Town Hall 11,
Yeah.
that might
I
be
mean,
a
I've
bit
had,
bit higher.
I've been in like lines for food before, and like I open it up, and some dude behind me is like, "Dude, nice cock."
Nice cock.
Like
Nice cock.
COC Clash of Clans. So
Yeah.
to make that clear.
That's gonna be the most satisfying thing to say to someone.
Yeah, and then we like compare them and
Compare
stuff,
cocks.
so.
That's the best. That's the best thing that males do in lines is compare their cocks. So
Cock
Always,
size, cock
constantly.
strength.
yeah, how strong their cock is compared to
Yeah.
other cocks. Yeah.
It's very, very
Cock
important.
symmetry.
That is
Mine's
important.
Symmetrical.
It's-
My base is very symmetrical.
It's
Yeah.
good to see that you're putting work into that as well every week,
Yeah.
and you're consistent with it. And it seems like consistency is something that must carry through the many different aspects of your life. I've been so interested to go through your training from an outside view and just see your progression. I think from the three of us, we all really enjoy having someone from a school like Harvard crushing it, just because it's different, and especially because from what we know of how you guys operate with Coach Gibbs, I believe you guys have a pretty unique approach. And the first question that I wanted to ask you about that is, first, can you explain mitochondria? If I say mitochondria density to you, does that mean anything?
All I know is it's the powerhouse of the cell.
Okay, good.
It's the only thing I know about the mitochondria.
I asked, I got a message from someone about your training. I was asking why you guys run 6-minute pace all the time, and you can say if that's true or not. And someone said it was to do with mitochondria density, but maybe you could explain better if you were to explain like the Harvard method of training in a short summation, like how would you put it?
I just do it because my coach tells me to. That's.
I like that
that's
answer.
As far as I go. Yeah, I don't know. It gets a lot of heat online, but I think we just train really hard. So that's
How
not
did-
all I can say. I'm sure you're interviewing the wrong person if you wanna figure it out. But like, all I know is Gibby lets me train like hard a lot, and like I like that. So
Love
I think
that.
it's good for me. I think
I have a lot of respect for that. How does he start that conversation? Like, how does he just tell you?
That's a good question. Yeah,
how does he
that's a good
how does he
question, 'cause,
convince
like,
you that's a good idea?
It's kind of like the talk, like with recruits and stuff. So like whenever we bring guys on official visits, it's like that's always fun because a lot of times they don't realize that's what we do because, and in the in a sense, like recruiting, like you're just trying to find a school that works for you. So it's not really something we find that important to tell them that we do this maintenance phase thing. I don't think it should be a deciding factor. So when you show up on your official visit, like all of us have had this experience on the team now. It's just like, all right, let's go on a run with the team, and then all of a sudden
Get
everyone
dropped.
starts running 6 flat. You're like, geez, what's going on here? And then we realize, oh, Gibby didn't tell the recruit, so then we have to give the talk. But yeah, it's definitely unique. People are more apprehensive to it, like more so than others. But everyone eventually comes around. Honestly, when I heard about the maintenance pace thing, like I wanted to come here right away because I thought that was pretty cool that they train that hard.
Joe Klecker should have gone there.
That does sound like a Klex-Mex kind of situation where, I mean, Colorado has that similar thing where they start a long run at 6-minute pace and then bring it down. But Joe Klecker, maybe that's a Joe Klecker variant in Harvard. Definitely got the brains for it, and he'd love that 6-minute pace.
Yeah,
How long did that take to feel good?
Few months for sure.
Doesn't sound that bad.
Maybe a year. I think
Maybe a year? A few months to a year?
I think it maybe takes a year to like fully feel like super comfortable with it, but it only takes like a couple of months till you're like you're above water, like like you're just like good to go. But it's a transition. I mean, it for sure.
Yeah. Dude, I don't actually even know exactly how you guys do it. I have a general idea. Is it that you start at kind of low mileage? Like you start at a lower mileage, whatever you can handle running like 6-minute pace and quicker, and then you start building up the mileage from there? Is that kind of like the basic idea of it?
Well, that's the sick joke is that you do both. So you run a bunch and you run really fast. So now I'm at like 100 miles a week. And in high school I was like doing like 40. So
Wow.
it's just kind of like I feel like you're asking the wrong guy. Like I can't.
Right,
I can't.
No more
speak for
training
Coach-
questions.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Coach Gibby, but at least for me and what I've seen him do is maybe bring the freshmen down a little bit from what they did in high school just to get used to it because it is a a big transition at first, but I mean, by the time like we're through camp, I feel like the freshmen are mostly adjusted. The big adjustment is once you get back to school and like you have all the schoolwork and stuff and like all the distractions and like you're not sleeping or you're not eating enough. Like that's really where the maintenance pace gets you in trouble per se. So as long as you're doing the things everything right, you should be fine.
Yeah, that balance at a school like Harvard, because I just, it must be so hard because I listened to, I think it was on the Let's Run podcast that you did. You talk about just like how much volume you're doing every day, and it's like you guys are training like the top guys in your team. You guys are training not too dissimilar from how like probably a lot of pro runners are training. But then the big difference is we do nothing.
Fuck all.
The rest of the day, you guys go to school at Harvard the rest of the day and have to balance all that. You probably get this question all the time, but how do you find that? Is it like when you're on such a tear like you've been on, are you pretty much thinking like, I'm a runner, I'm a full-time runner? And I've heard you talk about your Olympic goals this year. Like it seems like you're so switched on to the running. Are you kind of like right now, primarily I'm a runner and just like on the side, I also full-time at Harvard?
No, I'm still a student athlete. Still
Student first.
That was a test. You passed.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I was interested to see what he was gonna say there.
I hope my dean is watching right now. But no, I don't really have a choice. Kind of have to still be locked in on the school stuff. So I think I can do both pretty. I think anyone can do it. It's not Harvard gets a big I don't know, like
You guys have a reputation.
It's a big that's the word. Yeah, it's a scary, sounds like a scary school to go to, but it's not that bad when you're on top of everything. And I actually enjoy having stuff during the day to like kind of do, at least when I'm on top of my work, not when I'm like behind and stressed out. So I'm a bit worried actually when that gets taken away if I keep running, maybe I'll start a podcast or something.
Got to find a way to waste the time.
You got to find a way to keep your sanity and then also go insane.
Yeah. What do you guys like to do?
Watch movies.
I play a lot of video games. A lot of video games.
Have you seen the Holdovers?
No.
What's that?
It just came out. The Holdovers? Okay, never mind. Y'all should see that tomorrow if you have some off time.
Well, who stars in it? Who's starring in it?
I don't know, but it's just like about like these. I don't know. It's just like about like these kids at like a boarding school and like they have to stay over Christmas, like they're holdovers.
Oh wait, I think I did see a trailer about it. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I did see a trailer about it. We're looking in to go to see the new Hunger Games movie, and then I want to see a movie called Saltburn, which it's got a really cool cinematographic style that I know Morgan and I like, the colors and stuff. We like colors, don't we, Morgan?
I like colors.
Yeah.
It gives me hope that you still have time for movies and
Clash of Clans.
I don't understand how you have all this time. How much do you sleep? Do you sleep? Are you like sleeping normal amount?
Yeah, I sleep a lot. I try to sleep like 9 hours.
How's your social life?
That's bad.
Yeah. Okay. There's like there's a triangle. Like there's like the running, the academics, the social life. Like
sometimes one has to suffer.
Sometimes that you told me that when I was in college. It's like you got to balance what you prioritize.
Oh yeah.
But you just got rid of sleep, right?
I got rid of sleep. Yeah, I still prioritize my social life.
Speaking of social life, we haven't even. I don't even know if we mentioned that you won the BU season opener, running a collegiate record of 13:03, and also the Olympic standard, coming just a few weeks after winning NCAA cross. So on top of the world. One thing that I found interesting in your post-race interviews of the recent 5K BU is you mentioned a couple of times about trying to find the other guys in the race to buy them a beer. Did anything like that happen? Like what happened the rest of that day?
I mean, I was looking for Kai. Kai came to Harvard and we had tons of drinks for him. We were stealing from. I think we showed up to a party that the rowers were throwing, so I think we were just stealing their beer. So that was kind of them. So I don't think he bought any drinks there. And then we went out, and I also got him more drinks. But everyone was buying drinks for me, so I would just hand them off to Kai. So I gave him a couple, but I didn't see any of the pacers or whatnot. So maybe the professional runners also don't have social lives. So But yeah, the night after BU is my social life. So I prepare for that throughout the year.
And it happened, and now you got a whole nother year to wait until the next one.
As someone who lives in Boston,
I'm locked back in my dorm now for 360 days.
Nice. What's your opinion of the BU track?
It's great. It's really great. It's really bouncy. I think that's the main thing. It's super, super bouncy. I just told someone this, like, I thought it was fake. Like my freshman year, I was injured, so I just like go to the races and watch and stuff. I'm like, this is BS. Like everyone just thinks it's fast, and like everyone shows up, so of course it's going to be fast because you're racing the best people. But I took a walk on the track after like Valentine or something, and I was like, oh, okay, like I get it. Like it's like a trampoline, and then there's also like the really nice banks and stuff. I mean, it's perfect. It's like an amazing facility to have, right next to Harvard. Like it's a huge asset.
As someone who lives in Boston, this winter especially, you've run the Olympic standard in Boston. I believe Ivy League is at Harvard. NCAAs are at the track. When would you next leave Boston? Like, you've got no reason to leave Boston until like outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going home for Christmas, and then that's it. Like I come back, and then I don't leave till spring break. So
we should just be going to like training camp in Boston or something. It's a place to be this winter.
It essentially is, yeah. We've had people reach out to us on the team, like pros, who like ask if they can stay in our dorm for like a couple weeks.
That's awesome.
That might be us.
I think we let, if y'all know Acer, on the team, Acer Iverson. I remember Athanas Kyoko stayed with him for like a week or so, I think.
Amazing.
Just because there's like sometimes when like meets just line up like perfectly, so it is the place to be, and like I've developed like an irrational fear of planes lately, so I'm glad to be staying on the ground for a few months.
That happens. That happened to me at one point in my life when I was probably about 14 years old, and I was on a plane that took one of those dives. Like we had an aborted like landing, and I was so afraid of planes for a little bit. So I don't know what caused yours, but I got over mine eventually. It was a few years though, so.
No, I think it's two things. It's contagion. So my roommate was afraid of planes. He no longer is, but he passed it off to me. So now I'm trying to shake it. And then it's also the YouTube algorithm, because it's like all plane crashes now, or like all like.
Stay away from that if you're afraid of planes.
Oh yeah, and I eat that shit up. I love watching those videos. So
you need to get away from that fear coming August, because unfortunately the Olympics aren't in Boston. So, and that's a bit of a flight to Paris. So, yeah. You just get in your cock. Just play with your cock while you're on the plane. I feel like that always helps to snooze that, and you just check it out, making sure that you get the maintenance done for the town hall. So,
that's a good tip.
That's my tip. Just play with your cock when you're on the flight.
That's a good tip.
Buy the Wi-Fi.
Speaking of the Olympics, I hope that you are enjoying finally some nice downtime. So maybe this isn't exactly what you're thinking about right now, but have you, along with your coach, kind of mapped out a plan for the Olympics? Because you stated. The Olympics is your goal for this summer. That's what you're going for. But you do have all these college races in between now and then. How are you looking at approaching what will potentially be, just a massive spring, summer of racing, and just peaking at the right times, I guess?
Wrong guy again. I'm going to listen to my coach. So I don't think I've actually even had a chance to talk to him since after the race. I mean, I just came straight from the track, so I'm sure we'll talk about it. I'm sure some things will have to change in order to get right, to give myself a good shot. But like, I'm still an NCAA athlete, so like I'm still here to try to win, NCAA titles, or like try to help my team win Ivy League championships and stuff. So that still comes first, but I'm sure like there's going to be some things that change to try to. I mean, because it's such a late season. So I'm not really looking forward to that, but I am looking forward for the opportunity, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, we'll have Gibby on the podcast then.
Yeah, just on that. Apologies for asking you all these dud questions. But,
no.
But you are the most seemingly coachable athlete I've ever talked to. You are a coach's dream. So whoever gets to coach
I really
you as a
hope
pro
Riss isn't listening to this podcast, because he's gonna like see the three of us and go, these guys are just problems.
Yeah,
Just
we'll be
problems.
cut.
Yeah.
You're going to be the whole team.
People think too much, you know.
I agree with that. I do agree
Just
with that.
run.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Stop thinking.
Goes to Harvard and he says
Stop
people
thinking.
think too much.
Yeah.
Right,
Actually, that's good. That's a good quote from a Harvard guy.
Your
Stop
favorite
thinking.
runner. New favorite runner.
Yeah.
It's that easy. George, did you want to ask a question about the pre-race?
Most important question we have. What's the history behind the thumb? The thumb and the grenade
Pre-race.
pre-race.
Oh. Yeah, that started in you guys know NXN,
Yeah.
like the big high school meet. So that started when someone put a camera in my face for the first time. So just kind of like I don't know when I learned the thumb thing. It must have been Thanksgiving or something, like one of my family, because Thanksgiving was a couple weeks before, and I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I mean, I was doing the most on that day. Like, I painted mud on my face.
I noticed that in the video. Epic.
I taped my arms up and stuff. So I was just doing the most, trying to get a little publicity. And I think my friends back home thought it was pretty funny. So I just kind of stuck with it. And it's kind of fun. It's just kind of fun to do on the line. It's something to look forward to, especially in those big moments. Like, I mean, it's only going to be the big moments where there's a camera on the start line. So it's fun to do that, like in cross country when like me and my teammates are all shitting bricks. Like it's just something to kind of cut the tension a little bit.
Morgan knows that.
Yeah, we had a similar kind of move. My senior year, my 5th year, I guess, which I didn't know this was a thing in like American high school running, but do you know where the kind of thing where someone will yell like slap it up? Do you know what that is?
No.
So maybe it was just a Wisconsin thing because
maybe we just made it up.
I think Olin told me about it, but they're just like, you know how a lot of people like pre-race will like slap their legs and stuff to get them going.
Yeah.
So like
now I know, yeah.
Like full volume, like on the start line, like when you're in that kind of tense moment that you just described, I would just yell, "Slap it up," and then everyone on the team would just start slapping their legs.
It was so funny.
And everyone would be
Good way to
looking
cut
for
the
other
tension, for
teams
sure.
and, yeah, laughing. Yeah, people
That is
really
pretty
appreciate
funny.
that stuff. So yeah, I love the move. Do you bring that to the track, or is that just like a team cross country type thing?
I don't know if there's a camera in my face.
There's going to be a camera in your face, Graham. Just making it clear.
Anything can happen.
You're NCAA champ. You've run 13:03. There will be a camera in your face, and I love the continuity. Like I love that it went from high school and then just before winning NCAA Division I cross, you just see grenades.
It's gonna be like there's gonna be an Instagram reel of you doing it, like high school, right before winning NCAA cross, and then Olympics, and then you win the Olympic gold, and it's like the perfect. It's the perfect.
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I would
I'm a
love
dreamer.
to see that reel.
I'm a dreamer. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we are dreamers here, so
It'll be a coffee club reel.
yeah, we'll make the reel.
Well, we really appreciate your time. Is there anything that you would like to use this platform to talk about, or anything that you would like to say before we let you go? I can tell you got a lot on your mind.
No, I don't. I actually don't. Is the thing. So, hi, Mom. I don't know, man. I appreciate the platform, but I've just been I've been accepting every single podcast interview request because I don't have a big social media presence, so I figured maybe this would help. I don't know.
We're happy to help you out, and I think what will help you the most is just continuing to do exactly what you have been doing, because you are crushing it, and it's been amazingly entertaining to watch you crush it in the way you've been doing it. So
very much so.
We really do appreciate you coming along on the podcast, and just want to wish you the best of luck with the rest of the season. But first off, I hope you have a lovely, nice little break now, a nice Christmas, and then get stuck back into things. But yeah, man, we're all big fans here, so just keep it going.
Thank you for the platform.
It's the least that we can do.
I think it's gonna help.
Yeah,
I think it will.
all those other podcasts, they won't do anything for you. This one will.
You'll be at like hit 100K probably like the day after this comes out. We'll
go.
take a little cut, okay? Just a little cut.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on, man.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, sir. Am I just good to X out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on, y'all.
See ya.
Take
Yeah.
care. He's gone. I just went, he wouldn't accept it. But I was like, we should try offer him an NIL deal.
Honestly, he'd be the best athlete for Coffee Club because I love every answer he had just going, you're asking the wrong guy. Like,
I felt so, every time he said that, it was like a dagger in my heart. I was like, oh, like what a bad question.
Him wearing
I
a
feel like
Coffee
we
Club
don't talk
t-shirt would
about
be great.
training that much, but his training is just so fun to talk about.
Because it's so different to everyone else's
no
training.
one
at
else
the
is
moment.
doing it. Like,
Yeah. Just running 6 minute
makes
pace.
us
Just
wanna-
like having to run. It's not a choice. You have to run 6 minute pace.
Let's talk to Gus. Let's have a chat with Gus. If we can get him with a Coffee Club t-shirt and an NCAA press conference just going, you're asking the wrong guy. I think that would be amazing for him and for our brand.
He might be too expensive for us.
Yeah,
at this
he could be
point.
too expensive. He also goes to Harvard, so he's probably pretty hard to roll that over his eyes. But
Well, he's only a junior, so I mean, it's an interesting one for him because based on his credentials, you would think, especially like with the Olympics, it's like time to go pro. However, these Harvard guys, they like to get those degrees, and
for some weird reason.
So he has potentially another year of school. So
now there's less pull to go pro if you get a big NAL from like a huge corporation like Coffee Club.
exactly. I'm just thinking like everyone must
He won't
be
need to
after
go
him
pro.
for an NIL right now. We're going to be one of them. We're going to be one of them supporting him.
I can't wait for those NIL people just to say, hey, we'll give you a Nike NIL. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know what's going on. Just ask Gibby. You're asking the wrong guy.
He
We
also
need Gibby on the pod. We do.
I bet you Gibby is so passionate about his training.
Yeah.
And like if we asked him any of those questions, he'd
I
probably
think
just
he'd
talk for,
convince
like,
us.
40 minutes. about it.
it'd be a 2-hour podcast.
I think I'd walk out of here believing
6 minute
that
pace.
6 minute pace is the way.
Yeah. Oh, what
it's
an
funny.
awesome
Joe
guy.
could never convince us, but Gibby might.
Yeah.
Gibby might.
Gibby might. But he must be, final thing about Graham Blanks, he must be so smart. Those Ivy League guys are just like, yeah, it's not that hard. It's like,
Yeah, he was playing it down. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Harvard's hard. So
I've heard that's a smart school.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty
I've
hard
heard
school.
it's a smart school. So we're going to wrap up this episode pretty soon, but we would be remiss to not talk about some of the other massive results from the BU season opener. First off, to complement an amazing men's 5K, there was the women's 5K, and Valby Mania was in town. She ran a 14:56, also collegiate record. First time a female NCAA athlete is under 15 minutes, I believe, and just crushing it.
How much cross training did you do beforehand?
Many
of it.
many hours.
Many hours?
Many
Pools
hours.
of sweat all over the track?
A lot more cross training than running.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So apparently,
Valby Mania still hits BU.
it's cool that it's kind of like her and Graham are like opposites in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
That would be such a power couple.
Are we gonna?
I don't know if
We're
you're
gonna
allowed-
fabricate
no,
this or what?
You're not allowed to talk about people like that. I
Yeah.
don't think, but it's in my head. I'm not talking about it, but in my head.
We shouldn't be talking about it, but imagine a child from both sides. How good that child would be. 100 miles, 6 minute pace. Also could cross train for 17 hours a day.
Do you think those records will last the season?
No. I think Michael Smith is looking at that record and says it's a disgrace on NAU to not have that record in our grasp. We need to have that record.
I do, just because I think for a 5K, to run that fast in a 5K, there's like, it has to be set up pretty well. And I think it seems like this was the one that was set up well. Considering, say, on the men's side, Kai Robinson was also, because I think it's clear that Graham and Valby are the two top 5K runners, and this was their time going for it. And they probably just have no incentive to go for it again.
But there is a lot of meets at BU, so I wouldn't doubt seeing somebody come through and run something quicker, just because BU is they're gonna cash in those checks,
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen to BU, so it will be interesting to see. But I do feel like 13:03 be hard to beat.
Yeah, unless maybe Kai Robinson does go for it again.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what other top guys, because there still are some other top 5K people to go to try and run fast, but those times are just pretty unreal. And the 3K saw some of the fastest times in collegiate history as well. On the women's side, we had the big on NIL 1-2, I believe, with Olivier and Maya. I think Olivier's time was 8:40, which was
Number two.
that was
Behind
number 2.
Tui's collegiate record at Milrose.
So
Pretty damn good.
pretty freaking amazing.
I didn't realize she also came second to Tui at NCAAs in the 3K.
Oh wow, I didn't know that either.
Fun fact.
I haven't been following her for that long, But
Until
I've
she
only
signed with
just
On.
started following her since she signed with On.
Yeah.
To be honest, but
based on her cross country and her
yeah,
3K results,
she's a big hitter. She's a heavy hitter.
going to translate pretty well into a very quick steeplechase.
100%.
So, and then on the men's side, we had Nico with a ferocious kick down to run 7:37, which I think was the number 3 all-time collegiate. And yeah, as you would expect, all these races were just stacked. And he had a pretty strong close, which is good to
Good
see.
to see from Nico.
From Nico, yeah, and he had a
Not
crazy
normally
double.
his strongest suit, but yeah, I think his 5K coming back 3 hours later on 13:20.
Yeah, also winning that race as well because he was in like heat 3.
Yeah,
So
that might be more impressive.
yeah,
He's
but
been chopping a lot of wood.
he does crazy doubles.
He
like at
has
conference
always,
and
yeah.
stuff. It's really impressive. My question for you guys is because I don't think any of the 3 of us ever took advantage of racing like the week after NCAA's.
I did it
Oh, you did.
once, I think.
Yeah, you ran 3KBU, didn't you?
No, we went to Montana State one year. They had on me to run an altitude flat track adjusted 5K.
A 5K. Did you like that experience? Because my question was going to be like, how do you guys feel about like doing it? Because when you see these results, it makes so much sense. But in my mind, some of my fondest memories of college is like finishing cross country season and then like taking a break.
I did not enjoy it, but it might have been the fact that we went to Montana State instead of BU.
I feel like it's a pros and
It
cons
was
thing.
brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
But
like
it worked for T-Day. His
Yeah.
like time was converted to 13:30.
I feel like
Which
it's
back then.
yeah.
Back then, I think
back
that
then it was good.
I think that ended up being the number 1 time in the country. Now, 13:29 is like,
Number 16.
yeah, not even making it.
Yeah. Ollie, what do you think?
I think there's pros and cons to it. I do have very fond memories, and I think just because of the program we were in, we knew that after cross, it was like a time to decompress, to enjoy, to kind of be a bit of a college kid, which is like one thing that you really don't want to miss out on too much because obviously being a student athlete is extremely tough, but you want to enjoy college as well, and that was a good time and period for us to do it before the indoor season kicked in. But I do feel like if you're at that shape that shooting blanks is at, like for example for you, Morgan, when you won cross, like that would have, if Mick was like, let's go to BU and run a 5K, it would have been a really good opportunity for you to run fast and like shut it down after that. Or shut it down for a little bit and then progress, because it does give you, I feel like for him and Valby in particular, like they can kind of relax a little bit.
Well, because
And
indoors is very short and can
Yeah.
be very rushed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For example, that's a great point because then I had to run my 5K qualifier at conference, which
And
is,
that was fucked because it was at Michigan and that track is not,
Yeah.
it's not friendly. Let's just say that. It's not a friendly track. So I
Definitely
think for
depends on
you
the
that would have been
scenario.
good. But like for me or for like certain other athletes, maybe that break's good. But if you're in that type of shape during cross, like just run the 5. Because like chasing that 5K standard is like, I feel like harder than running like a mile.
I was about to say, if you were just trying to run the mile NCAA indoors,
Yeah.
Different.
you really don't.
Yeah,
need
you don't really need to.
You
but
can run 4 of those indoors.
even 3K potentially. Like 5K, I think if you're running the 5K at indoors, like you know that you're going to do that.
It's the main one.
I feel like that's the one you want to crush earlier after cross because you're just so fit.
One question that I wanted to ask Graham, which I didn't ask him because it was a full training question, was like I'm so impressed that he ran such a fast 5K in part because of hearing his cross country training. Like they just train like full half marathon. Like I don't know if you saw it all. I know George did, but like their medium long run is 16 miles, and they do a 20-mile long run, and then they do these massive other days. They do 100 miles. Well, he does 100 miles with 1 day off completely and only 1 double. So I was like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, it makes sense that you're crushing cross country, and I could see that translating into a really fast like half marathon. But it seems to have straight away translated into a really fast 5K, which I was so impressed by. And I wanted to ask him about that,
Yeah.
but then he would have said, "No, not for me."
Asking the wrong guy. Asking the wrong guy.
The wrong guy.
I wanted to ask him a question, but I didn't want it to get a bit not controversial. Guess I didn't want to tick him the wrong way. I'm curious to see if he thinks that training's sustainable.
Yeah.
It
Because
also crossed my mind, but again, he would have said the same
he would have said the
thing.
same thing.
That's what I wrote down.
I'm just curious because being a professional athlete and running and seeing all these different methods, I've noticed that the longevity and the healthiness of an athlete is usually coming like it's very positive in the sides of doing these doubles, breaking up things, and not smashing when you need it, like just smashing when you need to smash, but then relaxing when you need to relax. It sounds like for him it's like always on. You know,
Pretty
and
much.
I'm wondering how
People
long that can
definitely-
last.
People said that about Jakob like 5 years ago, though. Oh, like this isn't sustainable. Like no way you can keep doing this.
But
And he's just still doing
But
it.
Jakob's doubles. I mean, Jakob's walking up hills in Flagstaff. Like his workouts are definitely very like next level. But I feel like his regular training was not crazy. Like that to me, like 6-minute pace for everything.
He
That's
claims
crazy.
he trains harder than anyone else, though. It's
Jakob,
not like, yeah.
No, see,
he didn't say that. I thought he said
well,
that. He said
did
that
say
everyone trains too hard.
He kind of said that at one point, but then
I thought he was
I
training-
think
he
I
said-
think more times he said that he trains smarter
Smarter.
He
than
does.
everyone else.
I thought he said that everyone else trains too hard and he's trained smarter. That's
He's
what I
definitely
thought he
said
said.
like
I
I'm
know
on the line and I know that I train 20% harder than everyone else
he,
on the
no,
starting
he
line or
had
something.
he had one quote one time. I know what you're talking about, and I think he was like, I don't know, maybe he just like caught like a really good Pokemon that morning or something. I think he was like,
He was on one. He was on one.
because he was just feeling himself. Because most of the time he talks about, smart over hard.
Yeah, because he always like when he talked to us on the podcast saying that we're gamblers. Like if he heard Graham Blanks talking about his training, Jakob would be like, that guy's not going to last a year. Because that's just like
guy's
that's his
gambling.
belief.
He's a gambling man.
He's a gambling man.
But it's
He's in Las Vegas right now. He's throwing down like so much money on the table. Is he going to lose it all? Is it going to double?
Right now he's winning big.
Now, he's winning big. He has all the girls around him. He's got the dice. He's blowing
he's
the
rolling.
dice.
He's rolling doubles. Is that
Rolling
good?
doubles.
I think that's good.
He's not rolling snake eyes. That's what he's not rolling.
Indeed.
But it's interesting because that training, it just sounds very intense.
It's super intense.
But if he can pull it off and he can go for the next few years, man, oh man, we could see another resurgence like the Norwegian method. The Gibbs method.
Yeah, the Gibbs method.
The Gibby Gibbs method.
We all just completely
Yeah.
change our training plans. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that's it. We're done with this. 6-minute pace. Only one double.
We've got to get an expert on mitochondria on the podcast.
Yeah. Mario. I asked Mario about it and he kind of explained it to me.
Did you listen to him?
I think he's a chemistry biochem.
So
He's
we
just
have
straight
we
chem.
have we have three or four biochems on our team.
Yeah,
Sage,
we could ask
Joe,
Yared, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll ask one of them. But
I probably ask Sage. I feel like she knows.
yeah. I think, do we have anything else to talk about in this one? I think that's been it for us for episode 114. We had a great time with lots of action and a very fun interview with. He seems like such a.
Honestly, I
He's so
kind of
funny.
want to have him on the podcast for real now. If we can fly him out,
Yeah.
talk to Gus.
It'd be so fun to have him in person.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, everyone, for listening. This has been episode 114 from us, and we look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye bye.